Understanding that the F&A distribution is calculated and then transferred at the end of the budget year following the awarding for the beginning of the grant period. So this really is sometime later. Of the F&A money that comes back to the university, what's of interest to most of you is this is over here. This distribution goes to a variety of budgets across campus. 30% of that is transferred to an account for the PI's professional use. And there's a paragraph a very long paragraph in the policy statement about all of the allowable things that can be charged to that. But keep in mind, you don't get this when the budget's approved. You get it at the end of the budget year and then throughout the period of the grant. So there's roughly a 1-year time lag for that.
And it's rollover money, right?
Yes,
So
it
it's
does not expire.
So even when the grant expires, if it's tied to, is it in the, usually you have project numbers associated with all of your grant accounts, and will all of those disappear except for the?
When if you have a project proposal that's funded, you get an email from me with an attachment showing you everything. Once your project itself is complete and we've received the final payment, all of the reporting is done, that number goes away. Annually, generally, our I think it was September, October-ish time frame, you will also get an email from me saying that that we are doing the F&A distributions, that your portion is X amount of dollars, asking you to return an email to me with how you want that budgeted. If you're going to buy supplies for your department, or if you're going to use it for departmental travel that you don't have general fund budget monies for. And then you will email that to me, and once that project is set up, which I will again send you another email letting you know what that project number is, the general ledger account string that goes with it, and all that information. Once that is set up, and as long as there's money in there, that project is open. And generally, as Dr. Scott said, it's annually is how those are distributed, and it's going to be in that September-October time frame. That gives us time to finish our fiscal year closeout, gather all the information, run the reports, do all the split outs, and have that approved, and then be able to send out notifications to the PIs, the deans, department heads, and vice presidents as to what their allotment is going to be for that year.
And we're open for other questions.
I know when we send proposals through, and for example, you have the proposal that came through much in advance, and I know that capacity building has gone this route as well. If we, is there any way that we can have additional content review or
internal content review? Yeah.
I love what I write, but there are some viewers that have other ideas.
Yeah.
So
I think it's really necessary for everyone to have additional content review. Very important. We had a dean read something the other week that called me at like 8 o'clock at night. She was so disturbed by it. And so, but you can actually, you guys did this on the UP grant. You had a committee. Didn't you do that? They had a committee to actually review them.
Well, Dr. Digby, this was a limited opportunity, but you only submit one proposal. Dr. Digby appointed a committee to develop the concept and put together that.
And this really speaks to getting the draft in advance, because when I get a draft in advance, I do read it, and I will make comments and send it back. So it really does help.
and I have so I've sent them around.
I know, I was going to say, I don't know why you're asking,
I
but
love
you
sending
do.
it to you because you always send feedback to me.
Yeah.
Individually, but
I think the university could implement, if the university had a proofreader, editor, that could be added to the process, but it's especially incumbent on the PI to get some help if you need some help.
Is that
Music
what you
college.
want? You
If
want
there's
a
a writing
proofreader?
Maybe college readers or.
Yeah.
Right.
It is helpful, and I do, you know, Donna's read a lot of my stuff, and you have.
But I'm
the
not a
president's read
content
some of my
person,
stuff
so,
in draft
yeah.
form before I send it through. But if proofreading is essential, I hate reviewing grants and finding crazy errors. I know, and you, they
proofreading is
have a
different
system.
from-
It's, as an adjunct at FU, I'm asked to review departmental, internal grants before they go, for submission. And they offer, I think it's like a $50 honorarium, you know, maybe your office wants to put punch cards to the faculty lounge.
I mean, if you, it wouldn't be a problem to have an internal proofreader.
It would add to the
Yeah.
timeline, however much time that took would get put in the middle of that timeline.
I think that's the only thing I'm concerned about
It is,
is,
yeah.
and, you know, if there's a number coming through, when you look at the, USDA ones, it would be impossible for that person to turn them around so quickly, and they will only be able to really proofread them. But we can.
They hired someone to proofread them last year, they got that to do it.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know if they had an internal committee to review them as well, but like I said, it's.
Well, I can contract with them, we've done it before, so, that would be helpful.
Or maybe just even, you know, individuals who are here and who are interested, who, you know, trade back and forth. Like I said, I'll send mine to anyone who's willing to read it. And, you know, you don't know, some people don't always have time to read them and review them and get
And you
into the
should read
content
your own
of them.
stuff.
Well, maybe our office could set up a database of people who are willing to read, not making a commitment at any point in time, because you don't know what your time would be like when a proposal came forward. But maybe we could put a database with, you know, the types of proposals that someone feels comfortable reading. And then when one comes through and we could, you know, send out a request for a review, or quote unquote. So, something like that.
And then they would have the opportunity to, you know, even if they just sent an email back saying, you know, I apologize for
That's
not
it.
having the time,
Yeah.
at least you have something, and then you have a pool of people
Yeah.
to look at it, and I've always found that the more people that look at it, the better, because once you've read something so many times, it all just seems to kind of blur together and look the same.
I frequently get people telling me, you've already said this.
Yeah, well, that's it. And that doesn't really take knowledge of content. It takes someone reading it from the standpoint of duplication, as you said, clarity, that kind of thing. Yeah. And I like what Stacy, you said about the budget too. In a narrative like this, as you finish one section, you could farm it out for review, because often the next section should build upon that. So you wouldn't have to wait until the whole proposal is ready.
Correct.
I want to know, what's the best practice when it comes to submitting these forms? Is it campus mail? Is it walking over?
No,
No.
it never campus mail. It never covered up.
Hand carry.
Yeah.
I would always hand carry it, but
Carry.
Yes.
I was thinking, is there a faster way? I mean, I don't even know.
No, that's probably the best
Student
solution.
courier, they move a little faster.
This is too important to drop in campus mail.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
They can get a career with roller skates or
Yeah.
inline skates, they could, you know.
So-
That's right. Getting up the steps to Kidder could be a
Some
problem.
of our students
That
work at
is
Sonic, they should
For me.
probably.
No, for the student courier on
courier
roller
on roller
skates,
skates.
getting up the steps to
We
you.
have elevators.
They should take the elevator.
But also,
Typically hand
you
carried.
can, yeah, and if you have class or you're out or busy, I can send someone to do that for you.
That's good.
Cause I have a student now, and she has absolutely nothing to do. So if you, so,
That's a good plan.
she will run around campus.
Are there any other questions? We're about out of time with class together in the hallway, but we can take one last question if there is. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you, Stacy. I have to come back to the budgeting part. I don't want to.